is up, everybody? Welcome to Birds of the Roundtable. Today, we are doing a stay or go version of the Eagles defense in 2024, going through pending free agents, other guys as well. Joining us, he is Shane Half. Give him a follow on X at Shane Half NFL. What's up, Shane?
What's up, Dibes? No, I'm not ready to talk about this defense, but we can do it anyways.
Oh, man. Get rid of them all. Also joining us, he is David at PHL Eagle News on X. What's up, David?
Not much, man. I'm looking forward to the show. I have a whole lot of keepers. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, we need to run this thing back. I can't wait. So looking forward to it.
Not me. Also joining us, he is the Ryan Reese. Go check out him on X at Philly Sports PSA. What's up, Ryan?
Not much, man. Ready to do this thing, dissect the defense, and get rid of some bombs.
Let's lead this one off. Hassan Reddick, stay or go. Elite pass rusher, took a step back last year. Shane, stay or go. Hassan Reddick.
I think they're going to trade him, or I think they're at least going to try to trade him. So I guess I would say go. They're only going to pay Sweat or Reddick long term, and I think it's more likely to be Sweat.
Yep. David?
I'm going to say keep him. I do think that they obviously gave him permission to seek a trade. I don't think that's the same as, having them look, specifically for a trade, telling them they want to be traded. But I would imagine he'd get third round compensation back if he leaves. So they might just ride him out. But I'll say stay.
Ryan.
Come on, he's staying. And for the record, Hassan Reddick has come out officially to refute that report, saying that he never requested a trade. He wants to stay in Philadelphia. It's his home. He grew up here, played Temple here. This is where he wants to be, and he wants to work out an extension and stay. So let the man stay.
Love it. I'm also stay, but they have to get rid of one of them, Sweat or Hassan Reddick. I hope it's Reddick. Let's roll on to our number 2 here. Josh Sweat, stay or go. Shane?
I think he stays. There's a lot more, without getting too much into it, there's a lot more interesting dead cap issues at play with Josh Sweat's contract than there is Hassan Reddick. So if you don't extend Josh Sweat long term, it's going to be kind of a mess on that 2025 cap. Obviously, Howie can work around it, but I think Sweat's the guy they're more likely to keep. I think they can get him cheaper.
All right, David.
I concur with everything Shane said. The cap, for all the same reasons, they're keeping him.
Ryan.
Yeah, let them stay. Keep them both. We don't have any edge rushers outside of that. So
Jack Dwight says Graham, Cox, Reddick, and Bradbury can go. Ooh. Michael says, I think they should give Reddick a contract extension. Reddick isn't elite. Nobody was elite on this defense.
Wow.
Jack Dwight says, not enough pressures to be elite. Bad versus the run. We have Ryan in the house. What's up, Ryan?
All right.
All right. Rolling on to Brandon Graham. I'll throw it in reverse. Ryan, stay or go. Brandon Graham.
I think for multiple reasons, you let him stay. He's going to be cheap. He realizes that he doesn't have much left in the tank. You already have a very few amount of edge rushers on your team, and again, let him finish out his career. You can get him for super cheap, and he plays minimum snaps, helps hopefully the young edge rusher you draft in the first or second round this year, and let's keep him.
David.
He expressed that he wants to stay, and I think Howie accommodates his first ever draft pick, and he'll be back for one more year on a little farewell tour.
Yeah, same. If Graham wants to play, I think he's going to be an Eagle, and he was actually pretty good this year in a lot smaller snap counts. From Sports Info Solutions, he had the highest pressure rate among edge rushers, so I would be happy to have him back. I think he's here.
Yep, 35 years old, but dude is an Eagles legend. Absolutely stay, assuming the money is right. Rolling on to Nolan Smith. I'm going to start with you, David. Stay or go?
Stay. Stay and give him more than 10% of the snaps. Stay.
It's your boy. All right. Ryan, stay or go. Nolan Smith.
I mean, come on. This isn't even a question. Even if he didn't do anything, you still spent a first round pick on him last year. He's obviously staying. And like David said, play the man. Play the man. Let him see what he can do. Come on. Enough of this crap.
Shane.
Yeah, he's here, and preferably as an edge rusher. Stop playing him at off-ball linebacker and put him at the position you drafted him to play.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Fangio does with Nolan Smith. That's going to be a really fun storyline this offseason. Some more comments here. Michael says Brandon Graham goes. That would be a sad day, man. But I would get it. I would get it if it happens.
Yeah.
Phil says, whose fault is it? Will Nolan Smith fit the 3-4 defense?
Vic Fangio doesn't run a 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 3-4 is dead in the NFL. Go listen. 2 weeks ago, I did a podcast with Johnny Page. I've also tweeted some of this, but Vic Fangio doesn't run a 3-4. He runs a 3-3-5. So he'll be fine. That's not going to be that much different than this year.
All right, let's roll on to Patrick Johnson. Stay or go, Shane?
Who?
Patrick Johnson.
I don't care.
Nobody cares.
He can go. That's fine. Go, stay. I don't care. I don't even know who that is.
Oh,
David.
Yeah. He's staying. He costs nothing, and they don't have enough room to keep drafting bodies. He'll be here.
Ryan.
Yeah. Again, for the simple fact that he costs you nothing, whatever. I mean, will he make the 53? Who the heck knows? But yeah, sure. Let's let him stay.
All right. Michael says Johnson go. Here's a difficult one. Fletcher Cox, Eagles legend. Love the dude. I'm going to say go. I think it's time for Fletcher Cox. I don't think he's coming back cheap. He had a great season. They got to get younger. Ryan, stay or go, Fletcher Cox.
Oh, man. This is probably the toughest one. I would say stay, but I have a feeling Fletcher's probably going to want a little bit more money than we're going to be willing to deal out. And because of that, I think he ends up going. But I think if you can make it work out, I thought he was, for the most part, throughout the year, he's pretty productive. And again, you kind of lower the snap count, get the two young bulls, higher snaps, kind of replace that. I think it could work out perfectly, but I just don't see it how Fletch isn't going to want more money.
David.
I think he's going. He was probably the best defensive tackle on the team this year, but I do think he's going to go. The only way he stays, in my opinion, is if his best friend BG can convince him to take less money one more time. But I don't find that realistic.
Yeah, agreed. Shane.
Yeah, I would like to see him back, but it's going to have to be in that scenario that David laid out. It sucks for the Eagles if he leaves because he would have like $15 million in dead cap over the next 2 seasons, and you would like to bring him back so you can put that off, but you can't let that push you into paying him too much. So I think he's probably gone, although I hope he's back.
Okay. Philly Nick says Milton needs reps. Fletch has to go. And Milton was the best player on defense in our only playoff game. Would you rather have Hurts or CJ Stroud if you could choose? Shane.
Stroud.
Any thoughts?
David? Yeah. Oh, I can expound if you want me to, but
I'm keeping Hurts.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'm keeping Hurts.
I'd probably go Stroud. Just seems like a better arm talent. Jack says Howie is living in the 90s with focus on D tackles. You look at the last 2 years. Yes. Jalen Carter. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah.
Fun
Shane.
fact about defensive tackles in the Super Bowl, when Brock Purdy was pressured up the middle, he averaged 1.9 yards per attempt. When he was pressured off the edge, he averaged 9.1 yards per attempt. Like, interior pressure is absolutely unequivocally more important than edge pressure. There's a reason that like Tom Brady, the guy who had no weaknesses, they said the way you beat him was quick interior pressure, because that's default for any quarterback that ever has or ever will play. Like, it's very important.
Yeah, it's the most underrated position in football. I was so excited when they got Jalen Carter. Don't get me started on Jordan. We'll get to Jordan Davis.
That said, I would not like to see a first-round defensive tackle for the third year in a row. So,
Yes.
All right, Jalen Carter. We can all say yes, correct? Roll it.
yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Let's roll on to Jordan Davis. Stay or go. Looked really good the first 8 weeks. Fell off a cliff to finish the season. Stay or go, Ryan.
Come on, he's staying. The him and Carter are the cornerstone D tackles for hopefully the next 8 to 10 years. Hopefully they have a Fletcher Cox-esque run with all pros and staying with the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. So I think Jordan Davis is an important part, and he is absolutely staying.
Jordan Davis, David.
Yeah, he's staying. I think Fangio brings out the best season he's had. I think he's going to have his best year. I think he'd be in shape. I think he's taking it more seriously now. He understands what he has to do to get his body there. Yeah, he stays.
This comment: Jordan Davis needs to be converted to right guard. That's a take.
No, I don't think those words have ever been uttered. Ever.
Yeah, I don't.
However, if you want to put Jordan Davis as a fullback at the goal line,
I'm with that.
If Kelsey retires and the tush push dies, I'm here for Jordan Davis as a fullback in the red zone.
Yes.
Right.
Pretty sure that's happened before, right? For
Yes.
Georgia.
At Georgia, it did, yeah.
Shane, Jordan Davis, there we go.
I mean, he absolutely stays, and I think he's going to be a pretty integral part of, like David said, the Fangio defense. Those defensive tackles need to be able to eat double teams to allow Fangio to do the rotation stuff he wants to do, and that's what Davis was brought in to do originally. I think that Davis will have a good year next year.
All right, Milton Williams, Ryan, stay or go.
Yeah, stay. I like what he's doing. He's kind of, again, not getting a ton of reps, but he's been active when he has been on the field, and I like that. And he's cheap, and yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah, on the final year of his rookie deal, man, I thought he was terrific last year. David, stay or go.
Yeah, I think they're going to extend him. Stay.
Shane.
Ooh, I think he's going to play out his rookie deal and leave. Actually, with the two defensive tackles they just drafted with Moro Ojomo. I do think it'll be his last year in Philly, but I think it'll be a good year for him. And I think he's ultimately going to make more than the Eagles can pay him, but stay for this year.
Yep, I agree. Philly Nick says Jordan Mailata needs fullback reps before Davis come on.
I mean,
Robert.
Who's left tackle? We putting Jordan Davis at left tackle?
Yeah, right.
Our D-line would have more sacks and pressure if Howie did not screw the linebacker and defensive backfield position and played like Kansas City. We've been talking about Kansas City so much on this show, but that is kind of the blueprint. They need to, especially in that secondary area, reinvigorate that position moving forward. Let's go to Marlon Tuipulotu. Shane, stay or go.
I don't think he makes the roster this year. I mean, I don't think the Eagles are going to cut him, but I don't think he'll end up making the 53.
David.
I have him staying, but I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't make the 53. But
he doesn't move the needle for me at all. He can go. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, same. I think he's very just vanilla. Doesn't really do much, but yeah, I don't know. I'll to say something. I'll just say go.
Moro Ojomo, stay or go? I want him to stay. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, he'll stay. Didn't play a lot. Thought he flashed as a run defender. There's going to be reps to take over from Fletcher Cox. I think Ojomo can fit well into that two-gapping scheme for Fangio as well.
David.
Yeah, he stays. I think I ranked him like the 100th player in the draft. So when they got him where they did, I was super excited.
Yeah.
He's extremely intelligent. He's extremely physical. I think he stays and makes an impact next year.
Yeah, I think there's a really good chance he's kind of ascending this offseason. Ryan.
Yeah, no, 100% stay. I think he's going to really establish himself in that rotation with Davis and Carter. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he got.
Nakobe Dean, throw it to you, Ryan. Stay or go?
Well, considering we have no other linebackers, yeah, he's staying. He's got to show the ropes to the brand new second round linebacker we're about to draft. So yeah, he's staying, baby. He's healthy. He's gonna be playing. Let's go,
David.
As we learned last week, I thought he would get over 150 tackles in 2023. I'm doubling down on that. I think he's getting 150 tackles in 2024. He's going to stay healthy. He's going to be here. I'm looking forward to it. I think his injury is flukes, and I'm ready to see it.
Shane.
I hate to tell you, but double of 150 is 300, David.
No, I'm
Not
doubling
150.
down.
Yeah, not doubling, but doubling down.
I mean, he stays. He's going to get a shot to be the starting linebacker. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this year because, man, I had a late first round grade on the guy. I'd love to see him healthy in the Fangio system.
All right, moving on to Zach Cunningham, arguably their best linebacker for the right price. I would definitely bring him back to be in that rotation. Shane, stay or go, Zach Cunningham.
Yeah, I'd like to see him back. However, I would not be in the business of guaranteeing Zach Cunningham a starting job because I'm going to try to upgrade in free agency, and I'm not sure if that'll be palatable to him. I ultimately think he'll end up somewhere else, but I'd like to see him back.
All right, David.
Initially, I had him as someone I'd bring back, but then I decided I don't want to run it back with any of these linebackers. My answer for everyone, the rest you're going to ask from this core is no. I don't want to see any of them.
Ryan.
Yeah, ultimately, I think for the right price, I would, but yeah, I just don't see the fit, unfortunately. So I'd say go.
Yep. Robert says Dean is not a starter. You could be right, man. I think that conversation is in the air for sure.
It is.
Nick Morrow, Shaq Leonard, Sean Bradley, all go. Goodbye. Can we just agree that they're gone?
Yep.
Yes. Hot take. Jerome Baker will be a Philadelphia Eagle in 2024.
Oh, I would love that.
Jerome Baker is going to be a starting linebacker for the Eagles next year.
Okay. Philly Nick says, I wish we kept Kaiser White.
I remember tweeting near the end of 2022 that the Eagles had a Kazir White problem. Little did I know what 2023 was going to bring.
I do remember that. Robert says Cunningham only as backup. Jack says Jordan Davis drafted instead of pro Kyle Hamilton. Right. We've said that 1,000 times.
The whole thing.
All right, going to the secondary. Darius Slay, Ryan, stay or go?
He's staying. I think people always. I feel like people are always dogging on him for his play, but I thought he actually played pretty good. And he's been asked for the last however many years to shut down the number one wide receiver, and he continuously does at a very high rate. So, yeah, listen, the fall off may be real, but I would still keep him regardless.
David.
100% keeping him, and his contract says he's staying anyway because there's no way to get rid of him.
Shane.
Yeah, he's here. Like David said, you couldn't cut him if you wanted to. / there's no reason to. He played well last year.
Yep. All right. Moving on to James Bradbury. Go. Enough said. Shane.
Yep. Get him out of here.
David.
Go.
Ryan.
Please. Next.
Avonte Maddox, stay or go? Duke cannot get on the field. Shane, stay or go? Avonte.
Yeah, man, he's tough because I think they will try to keep him. I think at this point you can't rely on him. There's obviously some caps considerations about getting rid of him. It would not surprise me if he's a cap casualty. Ultimately, I'd like to see him stay, but I could definitely see cap being an issue here.
David.
I have him as a post June 1st cap casualty as well. Unless he's willing to reduce his salary to what the cap hit is and dead money, I don't think he'll be here.
Ryan.
And considering I don't see him doing that, I would say he's a goner, unfortunately. And he's kind of a fan favorite, but yeah, he's just a guy who can't stay healthy and can't be relied upon. And availability is the best ability, as they say. So sorry, Maddox.
I can't wait for him to pull a Jordan Hicks and leave Philadelphia and immediately never miss a game due to
100%
injury
is
again.
totally doing that. 100%. Guaranteed.
Michael says goodbye, Avante. Robert says Van Sumeren will surpass Nakobe Dean. Robert says Trashberry gone, Maddox gone. Isaiah Rogers slot corner season, maybe. No, David's shaking his head a little bit.
I don't think he's played like 5% of his snaps or something in the slot.
I think he's more of an outside guy.
Yeah,
the
all
Eagles
outside.
really like Zach McPherson.
Yeah. I guess that's
Philly Nick says who would we like to see as the Eagles top back?
Stay tuned to next week.
Swift, yeah, we'll do offense next week, Philly Nick. We'll touch on that for sure. Rolling on to Keely Ringo, stay or go. Ryan.
Oh, he is staying, and he is a starting. Unless we draft a corner in the first round, Kylie Ringo is starting out there right next to Slay, and I am all for it. I cannot wait for that. A whole season of Ringo out there. Let's go.
David.
I agree with everything Ryan said. I don't think they'll draft a corner in the first round. I think that was their investment, the third round pick, this year's third round pick. I think he plays, stays.
Shane.
Yeah, same. Think he's here. I think he's going to have the opportunity to win that outside starting job opposite of Slay, probably competing against Isaiah Rogers. Wish he played 450 snaps this year instead of 199. But
all right, let's roll on to Eli Ricks. Shane, stay or go?
Stay. Fans are really out on Ricks. He was put in a position to fail in the slot. He's not a slot cornerback. He's good depth on the outside. He stays.
David.
Yeah, great depth cornerback. They'll probably keep at least 6, probably 7. He's staying.
And then Ryan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I thought he showed flashes last year. He deserves a spot on this team. But as we've all kind of been saying here, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last couple of corners we've been naming are all outside corners. There's only 2 spots generally. So we're going to have lots of depth, but what are we going to be doing in the slot, though? That's the question.
The next guy.
And this is the question. Josh Jobe is kind of on the outside looking in. Stay or go, Shane?
I think Jobe stays too.
Okay. David?
I think he stays. He's a special teams demon. They don't have many of them. He's good depth. Yeah, I think he stays.
Ryan?
Yeah, 100%. I think David was right. They're probably going to keep 7. There's a lot of talent in this room, and that's why I've always been saying that I don't think the Eagles, again, unless a perfect situation in the first round presents itself, I don't see them drafting a cornerback at all this year.
Robert says we'd like to see 2 cornerbacks drafted this year. If one is around later rounds, it's a good year for cornerback first round for sure. I lean more towards Robert. That's just my opinion. Ringo could be money if he's coached up. Ringo has all the measurables, the physical talent for sure. He just needs the technique. Brad Scary has a big cap hit. No.
No. It's the same as Derek Barnett.
Yeah.
And they cut him without.
His cap's tricky.
It's for something next year, and then
if they post June 1 him, it's
4.2 or something.
Yeah, but then he's got a 9. I think he's got like I'd have to look it up. It's not insignificant. They don't save a ton of money letting him go. I think
it's not saving; it's just getting rid of him.
Yeah, but Anyway, we'll see what they do. Here it is. If they cut him post June 1, it is a wash next year. Saves nothing. And then it's a dead cap of $7 million in 25.
Over the 3 years. Yeah, they're all dummy years though.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll on to the safety position. Reed Blankenship, stay or go, Ryan?
Ed Reed Blankenship. Great White Hope. He's staying, baby. Let's go.
David.
Zach McPherson. You skipped him. He's staying. He's the slot corner. He's the slot.
My bad.
Oh. he's another one that's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, he's going to be the slot corner, or at least he's competing for it.
He's going to fight it out with James Bradbury to be the
Yeah.
slot corner.
So who was the safety you mentioned? I'm sorry.
Ed Reed Blankenship, according to Ryan.
Yeah, he'll stay, but I would not like for him to be a starter.
Yeah, exactly.
Also agree.
Shane.
Not only will he stay and be a starter, because the Eagles aren't going to do anything at safety because they never do. No, he's going to be here, and I think he'll probably be starting. He's the only healthy safety on the roster right now, and I don't see the Eagles. I don't see the Eagles signing / drafting 3 safeties.
All right. Philly Nick says Blankenship was the only guy at safety or linebacker that tackled. Michael thinks Blankenship stays. Rolling on to Kevin Byard. He is absolutely gone. There's no way they bring him back. Can we all agree?
Yeah, got like a $14 million cap hit that they can free up.
He's got to take
he's
a
gone.
significant cap restructuring. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it'll come down to him. Like, I think they'd probably like to keep him. He's not worth that contract. It would be nice to get him back on a big price reduction. I just don't know that he'll do that.
All right. Moving on. Michael says Byard's gone. Sidney Brown will be coming off of an injury here. He's going to miss the start of the season, so they're obviously going to have to add there. Obviously, he stays. We all agree.
Yeah. I actually think they will sign a safety in free agency. I think Howie likes safeties. I think he does not like linebackers, but I do think he likes safeties. He went out and grabbed Malcolm Jenkins, and then he went out and got Rodney McLeod, and I do think he likes safeties. It's just got to be, and he went out and got CJGJ. It's just I do think he likes them, and this is a great year to get a free agent safety. There are a ton of them out there, so if there is a year he's going to sign one, I think this is it.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, Isaiah Rodgers, stay or go. Shane.
He stays. Hopefully he gets reinstated, but he stays.
David.
Yeah, I concur with Shane.
He's a fun prospect, man. Ryan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's got to stay. That cornerback room is going to be a fun one. I'm telling you. A lot of youth, a lot of open spots, a lot of competition.
We thought that last year too, though. Just saying.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm looking at it positively again. Don't bring me down, buddy.
Robert says Trent McDuffie would have looked good on the Eagles defense the past year.
Sure.
There's so many.
So with Deion Sanders.
Backs.
He was number 14 on my big board.
He was so good, man. Yeah.
So good. There's so many defensive backs that shine that we talked about so much.
Are we
From
sure we
Brian
haven't
Branch
forgotten anybody? I feel like we've forgotten people.
I don't think so.
I feel like we went through not enough people.
Who do we miss?
Did we talk about Van Sumeren?
No. He's going to be back.
Thomas
Okay,
Booker
I'm
the
just
fourth.
saying, I mean,
He might be on the practice squad.
Maybe.
yeah. After they sign a linebacker and draft a couple more, yeah, he is.
Eagles fan says key is that the safety needs to be the chess piece type of play. I agree, man. They need to really invest in the safety position this summer. Matt Patricia made the whole defense look terrible as a whole, 1,000%. So, Shane.
Justin Evans.
Evans, go.
See?
He's gone.
Yeah, okay, go. Big bye-bye.
They signed a guy that hasn't played in 3 years because he couldn't stay healthy and he got hurt. What a shocker.
Bradley Roby.
Oh,
yeah.
Bye.
Bradley Roby. See,
that's all I got. I think that's everybody.
Why do you guys think Howie is so good?
Because he's put together 2 Super Bowl rosters with 2 different quarterbacks in like a 6-year period.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And look around the league. Look at the draft that's out there. I mean,
I don't think he's the best general manager in the league, but he's top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you brain trust of analytics establish a GM effectiveness measure. What would you do?
Oh, like how would you essentially grade out
GMs.
a GM? I mean, there'd be multiple factors of you know,
Yeah.
contracts, free agency, draft, general just likability, I guess, has to factor in, I guess. But you'd have to have it on a sliding scale, whether 1 through 10, and kind of rank it that way.
It would be really hard to do because you have to grade process, not results. And that's hard to do over a large sample. You can kind of grade the results because it'll all balance out, but you'd have to kind of individually grade process.
Yeah. What was said about Josh Sweat and Reddick? Bringing both back for those guys. Robert says Dean will not be a starter. Too small. Does not play coverage. Rico says the Eagles will lose their first game in Brazil.
Yeah, that's smart. We don't even know who we're playing there, pal.
It might be the Cardinal. It might be a bad team like the Cardinals.
Yeah, right. Who knows? Maybe they might add a 33rd team, the Sisters of the Poor.
In regards to the Nakobe Dean is too small, the same people who want Jeremiah Trotter, Nakobe Dean's 5'11 and a half and 230. Jeremiah Trotter is 6 feet and 230. They're essentially the same guy. So if you think Dean's too small, then you shouldn't be pounding for Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Guess what? I don't think he's too small.
He's also the exact same size as oh crap, I lost his name. The linebacker for the Dolphins that had a career year, David Long, exact same size.
Yeah.
Just like Nolan Smith is too small, but he's an inch taller than Hassan Reddick, and they both weigh 240. But hey, whatever.
All right, guys, we are wrapping it up. I'll throw it around. Shane, final thoughts on the defense?
The defense stinks, but hopefully it won't stink next year. I feel like this show is a little more interesting than the offensive one we'll get to next week, though, where it's pretty cut and dried until Kelsey makes his decision. But anyways, check out my podcast, Chalk Talk. Mark and I are going to go live later this evening and break down the Super Bowl. We're also going to revisit our preseason awards picks. So you can come hang out for that. I will also be recording with Johnny Page tomorrow, our part 2 on Kellen Moore's offensive scheme. So you can check that out on the BGN feed.
Awesome.
David.
I did a mock draft today for Philly Sports Network and Metro Philly. Spoiler alert, I take an offensive lineman in round 1, so go view it and hate on it. Give me your comments. I do draft a linebacker and a safety, though, so that makes up for it. But
hold on. Eagles fan says not on the Trotter wagon, and Trotter Jr. is crap compared to Edgerrin.
Wow. Come on. Let's not say hurtful words.
There's a reason I put those comments up before Ryan.
Yeah, I know. Of course you did. I feel like the last couple of shows have just been, how can we hurt Ryan?
Ryan, final thoughts, plugs.
It's all right. Listen, we're getting linebackers. We're getting safeties. These are going to be important things for Fangio's defense. And listen, our defense wasn't good enough last year. It's going to look completely different, and that is a great thing. So stay tuned. There's a lot going to happen starting with free agency. But anyway, listen, Dibes and I are going live a little bit later with Rob for Party on Broad tonight, so stay tuned to that. Normally Monday, Football Smack Talk show, my show on the Philly Sports Alliance. We go live at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, this show. And then Dibes and I, at some point, we'll usually do a ranking show, a draft show. I think we have running backs left. So we got to take care of that at some point this weekend. And, and then it'll be mock draft and other rankings. And we'll think of other crazy stuff to get everybody ready for the NFL draft. So stay tuned for that. And real quick question, David. I didn't see past your round 1 pick. Who did you grab in the second round?
Oh,
wow.
I grabbed Darius Robinson, edge, in a trade up, and I grabbed Malachi Corley as a wide receiver.
Oh, very nice. I like that.
Yeah, I'm good with those 2 picks
Yeah.
as well. Speaking of draft, I dropped my top 10 tight ends and interior offensive linemen. What's up, puppy? Earlier today. So go check that out if you want more draft content. Thank you everyone for watching. Tuesday nights, 8:00, Birds of the Roundtable. We'll be back next week breaking down the offense. He is Shane Half one more time at Shane Half NFL. David at PHL Eagle News on X, and then Ryan at Philly Sports PSA. For Shane, for David, for Ryan, for myself, stay awesome, everyone.